Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we're going to do another complete bundle of Phyrexia All Be One. So let's crack this thing open and see what kind of value we can find inside. Now the oil slicked raised foils have taken somewhat of a hit value-wise, but there are still plenty of cards valued over $25 in there. So let's just kind of open up our packs. We've got our foil lands, non-foil lands, plus our Phyrexian Arena promo. We've seen that a few times now on the channel, so I'm not really going to kind of go over that. But here are our 12 set booster packs, and the one we're all waiting for, the complete edition, which is virtually a box topper kind of pack, but of course you get 2 of each basic land and then 2 mythics out of 20 from the set. Elish Norn in there is currently going for almost $90, so fingers crossed that we finally get an Elish Norn. But in the meantime, let's crack open some set booster packs and see what kind of value we can get from the main set. I will do a MTG box analysis at the end of this, and I'm also going to include a price trend for the set since release, so we can kind of see how this set is doing. So we got a beautiful non-signed art card with a Phyrexian Swamp. Then we got a Mirror Custodian, Terramorphic Expanse, followed by the Phyrexian Atlas, Vanish into Eternity, a Viral Spawning, with a Feed the Infection. Then we're going to see an Infectious Bite with a Sawblade Scamp. Then we get a Drivnod Carnage Dominus coming in here let's see, is this borderless? I believe this is either borderless or showcase. It's a little hard to tell. This is currently valued around $5, but that's a really good hit for a set booster pack. Then we get a Monument to Perfection coming in as a rare from the main set with a foil Sinew Dancer and a Rebel token in the back. All right, so now we got some piles established. Let's move on to pack number 2. That was a pretty good pack number 1. All right, another non-signed art card here, followed by a Plains. Then we get a Ruthless Predation, a Predation Steward, the Hunter Maze, the Maze Skull Bomb, Maze's Mantle, Distorted Curiosity, Nahiri's Sacrifice, a Tyvar Stand, good uncommon from the set, valued just over $1. Then we get a Furnished Punisher, followed by a Staff of Completion coming in as a mythic from the main set. Very nice to see that. Put that in our mythic pile. Then we get a Charforger with a Mishra's Factory coming in from Modern Horizons 2 off the list. Very nice. All right, moving on over to pack 3 here. All right, another non-signed art card. Yeah, I was going to say that looked awfully familiar. That's a duplicate non-signed art card. Who is that? That is Luca. Very cool. All right, then we get our Phyrexian Forest with a Gold Warden's Helm, a Volshock's Splitter, a Leonin Lightbringer, a Barbed Batterfist, followed by a Serum Core Chimera, Drown in Ichor, with a Nimrazor Paladin, a Chittering Skitterling, Bladed Ambassador from Showcase, and a Green Sun's Twilight coming in as our rare with a Volt Charge. And then we're going to see a Phyrexian Horror Forest in the back. So far, not so bad. Drivnod has some value, so does Staff of Completion. Oh, and then we are going to get a signed art card. I believe this is the Hunter Maze. It is. I actually already have this signed art card, but that's quite all right. I will take a duplicate. Got ourselves a Mountain, Forgehammer Centurion, an Adaptive Spore Singer, Rustvine Cultivator, Axiom Engraver, with Against All Odds. Then we got a Minor Misstep, Shieldred's Edict, with a Furnished Punisher, Rustvine Cultivator, and we're going to see Kemba Ka Enduring coming in as our rare, not a high value rare. Then we get a Slaughter Singer, and then Keurig, Son of Yawgmoth coming in from Commander 2019 as our list hit. Very nice to see a rare list hit. All right, next pack up. Another non-signed art card with another Plains. Then we're going to see a Gitaxian Anatomist coming in followed by Vivisurgeon's Insight, the Surgical Bay, Surgical Skull Bomb, Vat Emergence, Vat of Rebirth, Incubation Sac, Urbrask's Anointer, followed by a Sawblade Scamp, and our rare is going to be a Seachrome Coast coming in from the land cycle. Then we're going to see Vraska's Fall in foil with a non-token token. All right, this pack is being problematic. Well, that's not how you open a pack of Magic cards. All right, another non-signed art card there. Couldn't even tell with the artwork if it was upside down or not. All right, behind that is a Phyrexian Forest with a Crawling Chorus. Then we're going to see Charge of the Mites, Indoctrination Attendant, followed by the Eye of Malacator, Malacator's Watcher, Silavok Battle Chair. Then we're going to see a Hex Gold Hover Wings with a Hex Gold Halberd, Bone Picker Scourge, and our rare is going to be a Skrelv Defector Mite coming in. Going to be valued just over $4. Then we get a Urabrask Anointer in the showcase with a Phyrexian Germ in the back. Just clean up our pile a little bit. All right, another signed art card here. This is going to be, let's see, who do we got here? We got Nissa. Very cool. Very nice artwork. Do love my signed art cards. All right, we got ourselves a mountain here, a Duress, Whisper of the Dross Pits, Dross Skull Bomb, Shieldred's Edict again, very good uncommon, with a second Minor Misstep, also a good uncommon. I believe they were both hooked together last time. Then we get a Furnished Punisher, a Necrogen Rot Priest, followed by a Sinew Dancer, and a rare is going to be Thrun, Breaker of Silence. Very cool to see that. With a Thirsting Roots and a Drone token. So I think for $80, these bundles are a pretty decent deal. Now, over $80, they're a little bit questionable. There's a Traxa right there. So we got ourselves a Swamp, followed by the Hunter Maze, a Maze Skull Bomb, Maze's Mantle, Branch Blight Stalker, followed by Awaken the Sleeper, Tamiyo's Immobilizer. Then we're going to see Tamiyo's Logbook, followed by a Thrumming Bird, a Tinker Bloom, and our rare is going to be a Norn's Wellspring. Not the best rare. And then we get a Tainted Observer and a cat token in the back. All right, so we got another non-signed art card with another Plains. We got the Basilica Skull Bomb, followed by Zealot's Conviction, Duelist of Deep Faith, Mirror Kinsmith, Eccoplate Golem, with Atraxa's Skitterfang, Cephalopod Sentry, Ambulatory Edifice, Quicksilver Fisher, and we're going to see a Dragon Wing Glider coming in with a Zealot's Conviction in foil and a Phyrexian Golem in the back. All right, another non-signed art card here with Panorama Island. Then a Carnivorous Canopy, Thirsting Roots, Dune Mover, Plague Nurse, with a Mirror Convert, a Necrogen Rot Priest, Necrogen Communion, Canker Bloom, Blight Belly Rats, and we're going to see a Blue Sun's Twilight. I don't think many of these Twilights are doing very well. Then we get a Sawblade Scamp, and we're going to see a Venser Shaper Savant coming in off of the list from Time Spiral Remastered. Very cool. So we've now seen 3 list cards, 2 rares, and an uncommon. Not so bad. Plus 2 signed art cards, 2 mythics. A decent little bundle so far. Another non-signed art card, followed by a foil Phyrexian Island. Then we're going to see a Contagious Vorak with a Pestilent Siphoner, a Blight Belly Rat, Infectious Inquiry, an Ichor Split Basilisk, then a Veil of Assimilation, Plated Onslaught, Infested Flesh Cutter, Sawblade Scamp, and we're going to see Tyvar Jubilant Brawler coming in as our rare. Tyvar does hold a little bit of value, just over $1, with a Veil of Assimilation in foil and a Phyrexian Might in the back. All right, final set booster pack. All right, not a signed art card. And we got ourselves a Swamp with a Chimney Rabble, Shrapnel Slinger, Crawling Chorus, Swooping Lookout, Gleeful Demolition, Cacophony Scamp, an Exuberant Fuseling, a Mere Convert, and then we're going to see a Sky Hunter Strike Force coming in from Commander as a rare. Then we're going to see a Shrelv's Hive coming in. Decent hit, value just over $2. And we're going to see a third rare. It is an Evolved Spinal Derm coming in foil. Very nice to see that. And in the back, we get Metathran Elite. Yeah. Coming in from Urza's Saga, I believe. Very nice. All right. So that was actually a pretty decent bundle. So now let's move on to the Complete Edition pack. Now you do got to be careful with these because every single card in this pack will be valued over $1. It's a little hard sometimes to open these. I slid all the cards down. Don't worry, nothing was in jeopardy. All right, here we go. All right, so we start out with our 2 of each land. All right, so there's our 2 plains. I don't want to reveal anything. All right, we got ourselves our 2 islands. If you haven't held these cards, they're just top quality. The way they feel, the way they look, they don't even curl. All right, we got our 2 forests, and then we're going to see our 2 mountains, and then we're going to move into our first mythic. So here we go, the big reveal. We are going to see Sword of Forge and Frontier coming in. This is going to be a pretty decent hit at around $38 right now. And our second mythic is going to be Tekethal Inquiry Dominus. This is not going to be as valuable, about $14 in value. But there you go. Those are our 2 oil slick raised foil mythics. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with the MTG box analysis. Today's MTG box analysis is going to start off with a review of the cards we are eligible to see in a set booster pack and a comparison of the cards that we actually saw in the bundle. Then we'll take a look at set coverage, coverage by rarity, and duplication. And from a value perspective, we'll take a look at how the set has been trending since release and then break down the actual observed value. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box plus almost 100 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's get things started by taking a look at what we saw in this box. This chart shows all the foils we saw in orange, the non-foils in green, and the set in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw a variance of 9 cards between the primary colors of Magic, with blue having 11 and green having 20. Also in the non-foil space, we saw 14 showcase and 1 borderless in the 12 set booster packs. As for the traditional foils, we observed 14 cards in 12 packs. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 123 unique cards out of a possible 373, which means that we saw 33% of the set in these packs. Excluding basic lands, our highest coverage was in green, with 49% of the set appearing in these 12 packs. In the traditional foil space, we saw, again, 14 unique cards, which was enough to give us 4% coverage. Among the primary colors of Magic, our highest coverage was in white with 5%. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 49% of the commons and 52% of the uncommons. We also saw 11 rares for 11% coverage and 4 mythics, including our 2 oil slick raised foils for 6% total coverage. In the traditional foil space, we saw 6% of the commons, 6% of the uncommons, and a single rare for 1% coverage. This means that we saw 12 rares and 4 mythics from the main set. In addition to that, we also saw 3 rares from the Commander subset and the list, bringing the total for this bundle up to 15 rares and 4 mythics. From a duplication perspective, we saw 16 cards repeated 18 times for a box duplication rate of 12%. This does include our 5 duplicate oil slick raised foil lands, of which you're guaranteed to see duplication in every single bundle. Before we take a look at the value that we saw in this box, let's take a look at how the set has been trending since release on February 10th, 2023. The 261 cards from the main set are down about 24% since launch, moving from $311.82 to $235.61 combined. The 39 showcase cards are also down about 7%, as are the 22 borderless cards, but this time only by 3%. The 6 Phyrexian cards have continued to drop this month, now seeing a loss of 22% since release day. The 5 Concept Predators continue to have the best performance in the set, seeing a gain of $45.59 since release, or about 25%. The 67 Step and Complete foils, which can only be found in collector booster packs, are holding strong at $1,127.68, which is an overall increase of $3.59 since release. The 34 Extended Art rares in the set are down about 19%. As too are the 15 basic lands and 5 Jumpstart rares. The 454 cards released on February 10th have moved from a total market value of $2,056.83 to $1,981.21, which is a drop of $75.62. However, that's really only a drop of 4%. This is really good for a standard set, almost 45 days post-release. Now, the 25 oil slick raised foils were released on March 3rd in the Compleat Bundle. Prior to the release, these cards were so highly speculated that when the bundles were released, the prices crashed. It took a few days for prices to stabilize, and for the most part, that happened within a week. Since then, prices have remained relatively stable, and currently, the market value of the entire 25 card set is $499.34. Now that we have an understanding of the set value and how the set has been trending, let's take a look at the actual value we saw in today's Compleat Bundle. From the 12 set booster packs, we didn't see any cards valued over $10. However, luckily, both of our oil slick raised foils in the Complete pack were decent cards. We saw the Techethal Inquiry Dominus valued at $13.84, and the Sword of Forge and Frontier valued at $38.98. The only cards that we saw between $5 and $10 were the 2 oil slick swamps valued at $5.83 apiece. The other 8 oil slick basic lands, as well as 7 cards from the set boosters, were valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 122 non-foils that we saw were all valued under $1. In the traditional foil treatment, we didn't see anything of significant value. In fact, every single one of our 14 foils was valued less than $1. So how did this bundle perform? Well, I purchased it in December of 2022 from Amazon for $80 even. The current market price for this box as of March 25th, 2023 is $118.54. Today's Compleat Bundle contained 12 set booster packs and 1 complete booster pack, each with 12 cards, allowing us to see a total of 156 cards. The promotional Phyrexian Arena and the 40 foil basic lands are currently valued at $16.17 combined. The 2 signed and 10 non-signed art cards that we saw have a total value of $3.45. The 1 rare from the Commander subset is valued at 49 cents, and the 4 list cards that we saw have a total value of $6.39, thanks mostly to the Kirak, Son of Yawgmoth. The 7 tokens that we saw are currently valued at $1.11. The 14 foils are valued at $2.78, and the 129 non-foils from the main set have a total value of $35.33. And finally, those 12 oil slick raised foils have a total value of $92.22, which is more than we paid for the bundle. Add it all up, and the grand total comes up to be $157.94 in card value, which means that this box is a gain of $77.94 over my purchase price and a return of 197% of the box price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 17 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $114.21. This means that those 17 cards represent 72% of the total box value. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, do something amazing.